What's happening, guys? I'm Kobe Chowan here with Craig McCoy, and welcome to our latest Tuesday training, where every week we bring to you a live training from lead gen and AI all the way to business planning and goal setting.
You have the new version and the old version. We collaborate to make it awesome.
If you want to join and jump on the next Tuesday training, join our school platform below. It's completely free. Click the link below, and we'll see you there. Good morning, everybody.
Happy Tuesday.
Sorry about that. I was sitting on the wrong Zoom.
Nobody was there. We were super sad.
Nobody was there. I started the wrong webinar, and I looked at Craig with just absolute sadness in my eyes, saying, nobody showed up to our meeting today,
But here you are. Here you are. So cool.
but we're all here.
Right on. So, hey, you guys are going to see this. Okay. This is actually going to happen now. Okay. Book Club 101. All right. No joke. This is what we're going to be doing. It won't be on Tuesdays. I got to figure out the day we're going to do it. Thinking Thursday. First book is this right here. Okay.
What does that say?
Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural. So if you guys are into this kind of a world, Kobe makes fun of me because I'm a little bit mystical on
There's
my
pictures
approach
in
to
it.
life.
So I could read it.
There's
There's pictures and graphs, so I could read it.
So every business book out there talks about what your mind can believe or conceive, believe it can achieve, right? And so this book dives way deeper into the inner workings of how to really get in that mindset, meditate, and all that nonsense. So if you guys are into that, I know it's a deep dive for the first book, but I've already started it, so I'm kind of cheating. I'll go easier on some of these books, small little wins, augmenting those books.
This is like right up
It's
my
like
for
Kobe
TJ.
style, right?
This is TJ's type of book.
Yeah. So we'll go easy, and then we're gonna jump around and do some mindset, business, sales. We're gonna jump around and do cool shit. So just bear with me in the first book, but I think that's a very solid foundation for the start. And partly because I already started the book and I'm halfway done. So
It's a book club.
gonna be a book club and or trainings. I mean, I would love to turn this into quite literally getting the lofty goal, but getting Joe Dispenza on this, call it a podcast when we start doing all this at the very end, or doing the 4-hour work week and getting Tim Ferriss, or doing atomic habits and getting James Clear, trying to like go through these books, book club style, and then have the authors jump on. Think and Grow Rich might be a little bit hard. Napoleon Hill's been dead for about 30 years, but
AI Napoleon Hill.
there are people from his organization that I would love to have on. So I'll try that world. But if you guys are interested,
When is so we're just rolling out book club. When is it?
we're rolling out book club.
Are you buying the books for people?
No, I have no affiliation with anybody. So first one, find it. It doesn't
This
matter.
is a great question. How long do we have to read it? Because this is a pretty thick book right here.
Yeah.
There's
So
a couple hundred pages in this.
this will be a work
Read.
in progress.
Is it going to be like people have to read a certain amount of chapters per week?
Per week.
And then you
yeah,
guys are going to
'cause
jump
I want
on
to,
and
I want to,
discuss?
yeah, and then we'll jump on, discuss, talk about wins, and by meditation standards, I suck, right? I always hear these books talk about meditation, mindset, and all this, and it's always superficial. So this is a way deeper dive into some of this, and so I am by no means a yogi or a meditator. So this is going to be a work in progress for me for sure. But anyways, how much time do you have? I don't even know. We'll go for a few chapters a week.
How about this? If you're interested, text us. Text Craig.
If you're interested, unmute yourself and let's talk and see if you are. Because if not, I'm just going to start reading stuff myself. But I think it's cool. This is
Brenda's in.
it's pretty cool.
I'm there
So-
too. I'm
Yeah.
in.
All right. See, people like
I'm
this shit.
totally in.
I agree.
Sweet. Okay. So let's do this. Thursdays.
Thursdays.
So get this book. We're probably going to skip this Thursday because it's a little bit soon to be jumping off and getting some chapters read. So we will start.
I've read it. It's great.
What's that?
I've read it. It's great.
Okay, very cool. So, and part of the reason why I want to do this with you guys is I want to work through some of what they're talking about, not just reading this book, right? There's some challenges in here that I want to try to tackle on meditation and mindset and, conscious, subconscious mind, mystical world stuff. So it's a win for me to have you guys on and really kind of walk through it myself with somebody else and talk about it. So first book, figure that out. We'll get it this week, start next week. Thursdays,
What time?
10 a.m.
There you go. There you
Anybody?
have it.
Okay, Thursdays, 10 a.m. starting.
Quick
Next Thursday.
question.
Yeah.
Like first 3 or 4 chapters, I mean, obviously what are you gonna do? Talk about?
Well, so in this book in particular, it talks a lot about meditation. And so if you can jump off and we'll go through the first couple chapters, say week 1, what challenges that you're facing, what the book's talking about. If you are doing what the book says to do, what's happening for you, what wins are you seeing? And not just this book. Every book that we have, I want to take literally and really unwind it on action items. And so when it comes to 7 habits of highly effective people, there's going to be things here that we can unwind and tasks to do. And so it'll be doing stuff, not just a book club and talking about, about the book, but really taking it to heart and trying what the book is suggesting. That's what I'm thinking, at least. Again, this is going to be a work in progress. I know I'm jumping off a little bit lofty with this book, but I'm reading it. So and so I want to start out with that book. So that's it. So that's the story for that. Thursdays, 10 a.m. starting not this coming, but next Thursday. Cool?
Cool.
Okay. That's it.
Craig will send out a Zoom
And
link.
actually,
invite.
I won't do this to you, Sue. So I won't have this book be a part of the book club, but I brought this in here just for you.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, Bill and Tim,
Bill and Tim.
let's jump in.
All right. I'll try to continue with the excitement on the book club. Hopefully, I can add to it. In regards to excitement, here's some fun mortgage and market update. I'm sure you guys have seen everything going on in Iran right now with the recent bombings. So if you guys are curious or you have buyers or sellers wondering what that means for mortgage rates, it means this. We're about a quarter point higher than we were last week. Friday, we're looking really good. The yield was down below 4% on the Treasury. And so were rates. And we have global events like this, especially in the Middle East. 2 things are kind of fighting each other. One is oil prices and inflation concerns. So that usually drives rates up. But on the other side, you have investors who want to jump into safe stuff like bonds, and that usually pushes rates down. So right now they're kind of battling each other, and we're losing a little bit, but hopefully this is a momentary time, and what we have going on. The long-term, expectation I think is for rates to continue doing what they've been doing, which is going down. So where rates are now, I said we're a quarter point higher. So on that same scenario I've been giving you with like a $700,000 purchase price, 560 loan amount, which is like 20% down. On conventional at no points, we're still at 6.25. We were just about at 6%, almost a little bit lower last week. And about a point cost, we're about 5.875. So we're still holding good. We're just not keeping down where we were going. On the government side, VA loans, FHA loans, 5.875 is at no points, and at about a point cost, we're at 5 3/8. So even with kind of where rates are right now, the big picture that I'm kind of reading about for spring is we're probably the best spring we've had in about 3.5 years is kind of the forecast. I'll let you guys decide based on the history of what you think and what you know. And rates are at 3.5-year lows. I think inventory is improving a bit. So hopefully we'll have a pretty strong buyer market coming up this spring. Purchasing power is up because a year ago at this time, we're about a 7% rate. So on like a $400,000 purchase price compared to now, you can probably afford 440 now using rates around 6%. So even that's hopefully giving some buyers who couldn't do something a year ago opportunity to kind of come back into the game. So maybe revisit some of those people if you have past clients or people who are waiting. They should have a lot more buying power right now. Bill and I and Eddie are here to give you guys anything you need. Pre-approvals within 24 hours. We can give people rate lock advice on a daily basis if they really want to know what's going on, and we're here to help.
So do you think this little tick back up is knee-jerk reaction and they're going to come back down here pretty quick?
I think right now we're just digesting the market. I mean, obviously war is not a fun thing, but the problem is it has a lot to do with oil because Iran's going to probably close off the Hormuz Strait, which means oil tankers can't get through. I'm sure if you go to the gas pumps today, you'll see things a little higher. So that's going to affect some of the reports. But yeah, I think things will come back down once this thing stabilizes. When it's going to stabilize, who knows? But hopefully, this week we'll kind of get a take on kind of where this escalation is going to go, whether it's going to get worse or get better, or hopefully stabilize a bit.
Should we talk about the reasonings for us getting into war with Iran?
Tim, I just saw your email with the
Oh, no problem.
slides.
And,
That
and
is
who believes what?
great.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll send this out with the meeting
Okay.
minutes afterwards, and yeah, we'll
problem.
start running through these.
You're saying my pace is not as good as the slides? Is that what you're saying? Because
I'm saying it's a mixture of both.
okay,
Your
perfect.
face next to
Thank
that slide would look really, really great.
you. I'll shave my beard off. I'll look more like Craig with no hair. So there you
I
go.
made a mistake when I was shaving. I was trying to clean it up, and then I just
Look like a
yeah.
12-year-old kid now.
Well, I'll grow it back, but I just screwed up on my.
You should have just done like a TJ mustache.
Yeah, I can't pull it off.
All right, thanks, Tim.
All right, cool. I'll chime in a little bit here too. First off, I like the books. My company's Mindful Mortgage Solution. I am a meditator and a yogi, so I love this stuff. One recommendation for you guys, if you're interested in meditating, I use this app. It's called the Insight Timer, and it's just like very quick meditations. You can 5 minutes, turn it on in the morning, and if you don't want to do that, just a couple times a day, take a pause, breathe deep for 2 minutes, and it just helps reset yourself.
We're going way deeper than this, Bill. We're going
okay.
deep.
We can definitely go deep, but you gotta start somewhere.
And so also on that app note, so if you guys are interested in following more about what Dr. Joe's doing, I have an app called Gaia, Gaia. And it's not just him, there's a bunch of different people on this app. So if you're interested in more of this type of stuff, it's a good app. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, no worries. All right. So what I want to talk with you guys about today are FHA loans. I'm working with some buyers right now. They are buying a 3-unit property for their kids, which is nice of them here in LA. But the reason being is that they only want to put down 5%. So normally on a 2, 3, 4-unit property, minimum down payment on a conventional loan is going to be 15 or 20%. So this is a good option, but we're running into some problems where we go out and the agents are afraid of the FHA loan. They're afraid of the 5% down payment. Want to make sure you guys have a bit of an understanding of what an FHA loan is, why you may or may not want to be concerned about it. And really with FHA, it's typically, or in most instances, it's a much easier program to qualify for. So lower credit score requirements, higher debt to income ratio allowed, so lower income requirements. And interest rates are actually a bit lower than they are in conventional loans, but they do have a higher mortgage insurance. So it usually is kind of a wash between a, FHA financing or conventional financing if somebody's credit score is 720 or lower. But the key difference is with the appraisal. So on a conventional appraisal, there's not a whole lot of safety standards or health standards, but with FHA, the appraiser is going to go out and they're going to look for obvious health or safety concerns. And 9 times out of 10, what that means is it's a house that was built before 1978 and there's some paint peeling off of the eaves. And that means there could be lead-based paint and there could be paint chips on the ground and maybe your kid eats it. That's really the reasoning behind this, which is kind of crazy. But there are some other things, loose handrails, some kind of very minimal things. The water heaters have to be double strapped. The smoke and CO2 detectors have to be installed. So pretty basic. Now, if you have an older property that's a total fixer, that's where you want to be careful of FHA, because if there's any evident water damage or cracks in the foundation, broken windows, those things are going to have to be repaired before closing. So if you have a property that's in really good shape and you get an FHA offer, don't run away from it. It's a good offer. It's going to be easy to qualify. The turn times are the same. Another thing to note is that the appraiser is not an inspector. So it's not like they're going in and examining the roof or, actively seeking out major issues, but if there's something obvious, they're going to call it out and it's going to have to be fixed before closing. So I just wanted to run that past you guys because it's something I'm dealing with right now. I'm actually going to head out in a few and go look at a property for these people and talk to the agent and have the same conversation, make sure there's no issues on the house. But yeah, that's all I have for today. Good luck, everybody. We'll talk soon.
Thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you very much.
Appreciate it.
All right, today's Tuesday. 1 week ago it was Tuesday.
That is
Who
correct.
who
And a
actually
week from today, it's gonna
who
be.
actually set some goals and wants to talk about them?
Did anybody sit in open house this weekend? Michael, open house. How'd it go? Did you circle prospect it? Did you door knock? Did you have a raffle? You're muted. We're gonna unmute you.
Okay, so I had 6 people through on Saturday, only one person through on Sunday. Unfortunately, it's a 1 bedroom, and everybody came in looking for 2 and 3 bedrooms. I've been, so I actually am, I print out a list of everything in there. So I try like crazy to sell my place because it's got tall ceilings because there's nobody above or below. And I point that out, tall ceilings, plantation shutters, nobody above you or below you. You really don't need, for the one guest that's going to fly down to Arizona and stay 3 days with you, you don't need to have their own bedroom. They could sleep up in the loft. They've got a tub in the second bathroom, so they don't have to use your bathroom. And then when they say no, 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 then I say, well, do you want to see everything else in the complex? And I hand them a list of the 13 other properties. Haven't really been able to convert. I made a raffle like you suggested. Haven't had one person scan the barcode. Not a single
Really?
person. They don't care.
Have
You
you
know, maybe it's not
have you
exciting enough. Maybe I need to get the alcohol involved.
what are you
It's
raffling
it's
off?
just a
Alcohol.
$100 gift card to Cheesecake Factory.
I think these are the two things that work for me. A, you force them, obviously. Just like, thanks for coming in. Sign up for my raffle. And it needs to be alcohol. I've found tequila works the best.
Okay.
So in that note too, so back to outbound prospecting, and I'm talking to TJ about this right now. Get your marketing materials done, get your flyers made, get your barcodes, whatever raffle you're going to be raffling off, get this invitation so you can go walk around to 100 homes, 50 homes, whatever you feel comfortable with around this property to get some traction. So your neighbors are going to be probably the biggest allies for you in open houses. And so take care of the neighbors. If it's if they have people moving to the area, if they have friends and family, TJ is going around to school districts or the districts, the schools themselves, handing out flyers to teachers and coaches. Think about outbound more so than anything. Don't, yeah, signs are great and putting it in the MLS to get, open house in the Zillow, important for sure. But you're think of an open house differently. This is a chance for you to warmly invite somebody to your open house. And so if you're able to make some phone calls, use the text messages, use the emails, knock on some doors, invite people, right? So this is your chance to,
Get in front of people.
get in front of people in a nice, warm way, as opposed to calling an expired and getting told to pound sand. So
Yeah, and I
again,
did do the circle prospecting. I've been holding the house open every single weekend, and I've been sending an email out once a week. This week I didn't because I was busy with that Pace Morby thing, so I didn't get an email out. But I have every week gotten an email out. I also, for better or worse, I've heard people say it's a bad idea. I think it's a good idea, so I'm going to do it anyways. I do on the my sign outside the gate. I've got a flyer box, and it
Mhm.
has my listing. It has all the other homes that are available in the complex. And then it's got a QR code on my flyer and a QR code on my sign, my open house signs, that takes them to the 30-page book about the area and the complex and my listing and the 3D tour and the video tour and all that stuff. So and those flyers are disappearing. I don't know if they'll ever lead to any business, but I would say probably 10 flyers go out of that box that's outside the locked gate every weekend. And so I am getting, and then I can look at the people who are hitting the book, and every weekend I'm getting 25 or 50 people to scan the QR code and open the book.
Yeah,
And
that's awesome.
so
Cool.
I'm
That's
getting
great.
exposure. It just isn't leading to the sale. I had a guy come in with a kid and he's like, wow, I love this place. It's a perfect bachelor pad. Too bad I'm not a bachelor.
Hey, Michael, another thing that I do to get the signatures when they're coming through the door is I explain kind of with twofold. I explain that one, the sellers like to know that people have been through. So it gives the sellers some confirmation. And two, I use the new, it's kind of since the lawsuit happened, we really need to get signatures. And if we get, and then kind of, and at the same time, you get to enter the drawing instead of just saying, hey, sign it to enter the drawing. You could say, hey, now that when we hold open houses due to the lawsuit, and now they're making us have people sign it.
Just blame your broker. Be like, our freaking California broker is just making me sign this for every person
Exactly.
who comes to the open house. And Michael, you could say, our freaking Arizona broker is making me do this.
Exactly.
Well,
I think you guys should be cautious about that because A, it's not true. You don't have to sign it. And so you're already giving false information out. And I know people who have told me I've walked away. I don't need to see a home because somebody's telling me I have to do it. That's just my 2 cents.
Actually,
you're
Sue,
supposed to, yeah, you're
according
supposed to
to
have them
the,
sign it. Yeah,
you're supposed to have them with the new car rules.
yeah.
You're-
If they don't,
For
that's one
any
thing.
open house.
Oh yeah, when
Yeah.
someone's
Not
walking
open
through.
houses.
Yep. There's a form for open houses that you're supposed to have them sign.
All right, I will look into it. And get
Greg will look into
clarification.
it, and
Yeah,
we'll have clarification by
I
next
thought
Tuesday.
you needed to have it, but definitely I'll look into that. Okay, but with that being said, too, like what Kobe does is he has the sign-in sheet on his iPad, and then when they sign in with their email, right, raffle, whatever, and they automatically are on that drip campaign, thanking them for coming to the open house. And now they're getting instantly followed up without him having to do anything. So again, take advantage of what these guys have built out inside GHL and use these tools. And so when it comes to using Krems, you text Krems about your open house, they're doing the emails, they're doing the reach out to the agents, they're doing the reach out
We're
to
doing
the
circle
neighbors.
prospecting.
Yes, you have to go out and make phone calls. Yes, you have to go out and knock doors, but these guys built all that stuff in GHL. So take advantage of that if you guys haven't already.
Yeah, we've seen that having your either laptop or your iPad out and just the little form
Yeah.
already there helps as well because people don't feel like, I don't know, people don't like writing, I guess. They just type in their name, email. If they want to do phone number, they do phone number, whatever it is. And yeah, it automatically triggers it into the drip campaign 2 hours after. It texts them, thank you for coming. Here's a little bit more about us. They say, thank you for entering our raffle. And yeah, kind of halfway kidding. If somebody says, I don't really want to, or they like just ignore it,
Yeah, move on.
they'll go into the open house.
Yeah. Okay, enough on that. I mean, it wasn't about open houses, but the big thing for me, again, every single week is having you guys lay out a game plan for yourself for the following week. And so I'm going to tout it again this week. Lay out your plan. I know it's Tuesday, and usually I do on Sundays. I review my prior week and look at my upcoming week, see where I'm going, see what my plans are, see what I need to do, my big rocks. So lay out this week coming up, lay out this weekend. If you're doing open houses, set some goals for yourself, set some numbers for yourself, set some, really kind of get that plan together.
And I'm going to pick on you for a second, Cassandra. I know she was looking for open houses. She's new to the San Diego area. We didn't have any listings right next to where she wanted to be. She reached out to, I think, a half dozen or a dozen listing agents in the area, and has 2 open houses set up for next weekend, I believe. And Andrew's been helping her with the circle prospecting, making sure that she's going to do the door knocking, the cold outreach, the circle prospecting, setting up a raffle. So if you are a new agent and you're sitting there saying, I don't even know where to start with an open house, reach out to us. We'll help you find the open house as well. So yeah, she has it on the 14th and 15th. Newer agent down in San Diego. It's possible.
Yeah.
Easy. It's there. It just takes a little bit of effort and time. So Cassandra, definitely keep us updated on how that goes.
Yep. Good stuff. I like that. So, okay. That was it for me. Kobe, we're talking about things that we can do outbound prospecting. Last week we talked about open houses. So Michael, thanks for sharing your experience with that. The more that you guys do these things, the better you're going to get. TJ has one coming up here this Wednesday. Hopefully he's out knocking doors. I know he had a little bit of a shakeup last week, but hopefully he's getting.
Calling him out.
I am. He's my nephew. I can do that. So He's getting things going on his end, trying to get his outbound prospecting going for this Wednesday. He's wanting to do it on a Wednesday because right after school, he's hitting up the teachers and these coaches, these guys, and saying, "Hey, as school's getting out, here's my open house. Come on by." So it's different ideas for different people, and whether it be a weekday, weekend, that's cool. And then moving on from that, Kobe has more to talk about with what we do offer inside of Link. And so part of this, this done for you program that we're trying to tout for you guys is breaking out and showing you guys our GHL, whether it be luxury presence and the ads going into GHL, whether it be you guys outbound prospecting, if you want to call expired FSBOs, NODs, these guys put all this into your GHL for you. And then auto dialer, you just sit there and talk to people. So if you're looking at trying to figure out what to do for outbound prospecting, sorry, that's a little hard.
I'm going to pick on Michael and TJ in a second as well for some of this kind of cold outreach, because I know you guys have been using it. So I want your honest opinion on it. But I wanted to run through just with everybody quickly and briefly what we already have built out for you guys. So for anybody who also doesn't know where to start, they don't want to spend money on ads, they maybe don't have a huge sphere of influence. We have built out this GHL account. It's in the Link outreach. So you'd be added to this sub account. And it's all done for you already. We are uploading every single day your notice of defaults, notice of sales, expired listings, FSBOs, depending on what market it is in. But it's all built for you. From your guys' point of view, Michael, TJ, Brenda, Vanessa, anybody who is using this, what should be happening is every morning you step in, you can see within your conversations tab, people are getting texted. So like TJ did not send this text this morning. He said, "Hi, Armand, I'm TJ looking to buy a few homes like yours in this area. And next month, so would you be open to see what an offer might look like?" The person responded, "Call me back next month. I have a tenant in it already." Another response right here. TJ texted this person, "Sure, how much would your offer be?" The system
By
is
his air quotes, the system
air quotes.
texted this person.
It's dripping people through every single morning so that you're not texting too many people at once. It's usually going to drip between like 5 to 20 a day. How the system works is it will reach out. We could customize these texts that are going out. So one thing we're testing with TJ right now is going in with a cash offer, seeing if the person's open to it, actually writing that cash offer if they're not open to it, getting TJ at least to go walk the property, try to get a listing out of it. So every single morning without him having to lift a finger, 15, 20, maybe 25 texts are actually going out on his behalf. The next day, if the person does not respond, it moves it over to this manual action tab. And this is the power dialer. And so he could come in here after he responds to a few of the text messages. He clicks let's start and he'll go and call every single person for that day that he needs to call. And so it's just a very, very easy and automated system that puts that lead right in front of you based on the call outcome. We have custom call disposition set up. So if the person is interested, you click interested and it moves them into your opportunities pipeline and it assigns a task for you to follow up with the person. If they're not interested, if it's a bad contact, if they don't answer, it'll do some follow-up texts for you. But in essence, it's all done for you. We just need a person to actually like drive the car, if you will. So if anybody is interested, I didn't want to take too much time and like run through all of that. Really want to hear kind of from TJ and Michael's perspective how it is working, if it is as easy as I'm trying to make it seem. And I know TJ has been doing it for about a month, Michael for a week or two. Any early signs of success that you guys could share would be greatly appreciated. I did not ask them to do this beforehand, so I'm really putting you guys on the spot.
Well, the first batch you guys sent out for me, a lady said, yeah. And so I spent all day getting everything nailed down because I wanted to make sure, because it was on a busy street and I wanted to make sure I had the ammunition about why she can't get as much as her neighbor behind her got. And she wanted $100,000 more than the neighbor behind her who wasn't on a busy street. So I had to do a lot of research. Then an hour before the call, she canceled.
Nice.
Well, it's a start. I mean,
it's a start.
No,
It's
I
an
mean,
early
so
game.
I really laid out. I like to have a story. So
Yeah.
it's like, here, I understand you want 950, but your auction is in 90 days. It's taking 90 days to sell an average house right now. Starting at an aspirational price isn't going to work. So your
Yeah.
neighbor got 850 behind you. Why don't you start at 850 and we'll give you 685 if we can't sell it through the MLS. And so I really wanted to have like a nice long story to show her every little step, because I knew she was going to push back because she already said 950. So it worked. I haven't had anything since then, and I'm getting a lot of the little red triangles. I don't know
Yeah.
if I
You could reach
need
out
to
to,
say retry those or
yeah.
not.
I would reach out to Dylan or the Krems line and just say, hey, this one specific message
I mean,
keeps getting
it's
flagged.
about 75% right now
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
that aren't
Definitely reach
going
out to
through.
Krems. Yeah.
Okay.
Text
All
Krems
right.
on that one.
Okay.
TJ,
TJ.
what about you?
I found it pretty educational at first, just kind of getting into the cold calling sphere and kind of putting myself out there with not too much knowledge, just about the areas that I have been calling. I'm calling LA, I'm calling Hamul, um, just out in these areas. But I think the biggest thing for me was keeping people on the phone and keeping them talking. When they're, a lot of these people, you're going to get responses of, this is my 5,000th kid trying to buy my house for cash, $1 million, or don't ever call me back again. And those are the ones that I get excited for, because that's okay. Now, how can I keep this guy on the line? How can I keep him talking about his property? Great, sir. Why do you think your property is worth $1 million? I had a guy explain how sacred his rare fruit trees were in the front of his yard and why that would add a couple $100,000 to his asking price. So just kind of unique experiences and conversations that I have had with people, but also like I had a woman I reached out to at the beginning of January, and she said, you know what? I already have somebody coming in with a cash offer. I'm not looking for anyone else right now. I said, no worries. Just give me a call back, and I'll reach out in a month or two to see if it works out. I got a text from her 2 weeks ago saying, hey, that offer never came in. So I'm gonna I've been trying to get her back on the phone, just as a follow-up to see where we can go from there. But so
And that's
far,
like a $2 million house in Huntington Beach.
yeah, it's a $2 million house in Huntington Beach, right there. It's like a 6 iron from the sand. So
Well, how far do you hit your 6 iron?
farther than you.
But yeah, I mean, we've done it. Me and Andrew were running it for a while, towards the end of last year to make sure it was working, and we were getting great conversations. We met with a couple of the sellers, still in kind of that hold off and wait period, and we'll see what happens with it. But it's definitely getting you guys in front of the right people, at the end of the day. And one thing I do want to stress with it, thank you, TJ and Michael, for kind of jumping in, is this shouldn't be your end all be all. This should be one of your lead sources. And as we talk about your sphere of influence, and we talk about social media, and we talk about open houses, and we talk about your gifts and your A's and B's and C's, this can just be one of the tools that you're using. And this is for an agent who maybe doesn't have the budget, they don't have a sphere of influence. Do this with your open houses. Do this with your social media. Do this with something else. I'm not trying to turn you guys into 10-hour-a-day cold callers. Unless you want to do it and you are absolutely crushing it, then by every means do it. But
Yeah, I would disagree a little bit. I mean, if you're looking at speed to conversion, cold calling, cold outreach is going to be the fastest way for you guys to get a paycheck. Yes, it's numbers game. I talked to TJ about it being a contact sport. This is all about contacts, conversations, and conversion. So the more people you talk to, the more conversions you're going to have. And so if you are struggling to figure out what to do, I mean, sure, you can put out an ad, sure, you can put out a post, sure, you can do something, marketing wise. But if you're on the phone every day talking to someone that's looking to sell their house,
you're gonna
sooner or later, you're going to get some escrows out of that. So, yeah, not your end all be all, but definitely I think one of the most important things you guys can add to your playbook, 100%. So
Yeah.
don't sleep on outbound prospecting.
Definitely don't. And we do every Wednesday, 11 a.m. We jump on, me and Andrew, and we kind of talk through what's working, what's not working. If you guys are interested, I think Mallory last week sent out the Zoom link invite as well as the money.com form. So if you guys do want to get set up and do some cold outreach, jump on tomorrow at 11. The link should be with Mallory. I can have her resend it again today. Just get a feel for it when guys get you set up. It takes 30 minutes to set you up, and we'll kind of run you through exactly what to do, how to do it, and we'll go from there. Tim threw a message in that Chris met a new buyer at open house this weekend who wasn't working with an agent or lender yet. They connected on Sunday morning, completed pre-approval, and was able to submit an offer the same evening. That is the speed of working everything in-house.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that,
And
Tim, on
straight.
Sunday. Yeah. And there's an example of an open house paying off. Like, once again, I tout open houses. I love open houses. If I was a brand new agent, I would do open houses every single weekend. Craig, you can probably disagree.
No, not at all. You said it for me.
I signed him for Craig back when I
Yeah.
first started. So
No, I'm a big fan of anything that's going to put you in front of people. So
Yeah.
if that's an open house, that's a charity event, if that's a golf tournament, it doesn't matter. You put yourself out there.
100%.
Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's when what one thing TJ is doing right now is making offers on, or for us in a sense, is finding these deals for us to make offers on, because that's what we are trying to do. You know, we have these different programs for you guys, right? So we're starting our Link Capital Fund, and so we're going to raise capital for our own fund to go out and teach you guys how to become investors. We have lines now that we can lend money on, and so if you guys are wanting to be an investor or learn how to become an investor, this is what we're trying to accomplish, right? We want to be able to offer these guys what these wholesalers are offering them. Say, look, here's your floor. If that doesn't work for you, let's go ahead and list it and try and get you guys more money. And so we want to give these sellers options. Here's your buffet. Choose one, right? And so to speak. Obviously you have your full service, top of the line luxury marketing brand, marketing package, Kobe's
Five-step
awesome
marketing plan.
five-step marketing plan, which is cool. And you have, like, here's your cash offer today if your house is going to sell tomorrow, right? So we want to be able to give you guys as many tools as we can. And so we have, again, our own fund. We have the ability to lend money. We have the ability to buy these houses. We want to be your investors. If we can't buy it, we have other investors that we do work with. So again, give us a chance. And back to us being vertically integrated, we have the brokerage, mortgage, and the escrow. And so this is what we're trying, all things real estate models, what we want to try to accomplish and be here as a resource to streamline and make everything easier for the transaction. So if you're not yet using escrow, mortgage, in-house TC, Kim Case is our TC, and also compliance, use us, right? This is why we're developing what we're developing. And the more people that use us, the more feedback we get, the better that we can become. And so it's not a shameless plug, which kind of is, but again, we want you guys to use our services so we can become better as a company, and we can better serve you guys as our agents. So take that with a grain of salt, but a large grain of salt.
Thank you guys all for jumping on. Do you
That's
have anything else?
That's it.
Book club.
I'll just get into it.
Book club on Thursday. You
All
guys
right.
see Craig in.
Book club. I'll make some books easy. Og Bandino, come on. Couple hour read. I'll make some books hard.
Hours. That's like 2 weeks.
I do want to talk to, I want to get deep and I want to get into some of this stuff. So if you guys are into getting deep, working through some shit.
You'll see Craig on Thursdays.
See you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.